Well, it goes back to my mantra, and this is the piece that I've used over the years as I've been executing my personal strategy on this. It's food, water, energy, security, barterability, wealth preservation, community, and shelter. Because those are all of the things that we need to have a reasonable standard of living. So, for water, personally, I converted my swimming pool into a swimming pond. Now, I know in Colorado, you cannot gather rainwater. It's illegal to get, which blows my mind. But, it's illegal to gather rainwater. Well, okay, pool, don't accept the water. So I actually have put in 5 ponds around my property for rain catchment. And then I have a Berkey water filter so that I can drink out of any one of them, right? So, look at what you need. Shelter is obvious. You have to pick a place where you're going to make your last stand, and hopefully it has enough room for others, because there is, taking it to community level, there is strength in numbers, right? And we can come together to help and support each other. I've been keeping this on my desk because obviously I don't have my big holdings here, those all safely in the vault. But people do not realize that anything that's marked sterling is 92.5% pure, right? This is money. It's really simple. Here are my sterling. So I bought these for $1. I remember I bought these for $1. Right? These are my sterling silver chopsticks. I love them. Would I have a problem? And look at how nicely tarnished they are. Who cares? They can be bent, they can be broken, they can be tarnished and ugly. They're monetary at its base. Here's a little brush. Well, this is sterling, right? So you want to be able to have the ability to barter. Now, anything physical or any talent that you possess is barterable. And think of how much you could have gotten with toilet paper last year, right? Because everybody was really hungry for toilet paper. And there was a finite amount of it. It's physical. So anything is barterable. The difference between, say, toilet paper and this sterling silver little ladle is this is universal money. So if I don't need the toilet paper, which I don't because I have plenty, I was able to give some away. But if I don't need toilet paper, I'll always take the silver. Because in these kinds of circumstances, things will get very local for a while, right? So, the barterability, I like to do it with silver, but you need to keep in mind anything physical, anything at all physical, any talents that you possess are barterable. Wealth preservation, we've got a lot of wealth that's held in 401ks, that's held in IRAs, that's held in pension plans, that's held in these crazy, insane markets. And, if you don't protect the wealth that you've accumulated, when that goes away, you won't have that wealth anymore. And they always talk about diversification, and you know what? They're right. But people have been taught to think of diversification, well, if I have a bunch of different stocks, or if I have stocks and bonds, or if I have mutual funds and ETFs and stocks and bonds, that's diversified. No, that's not diversified. They're all in fiat assets. They're all fiat assets, rather. They're all dollar-based assets. So you have all of your wealth in one basket. And central banks telling you they want more inflation are really telling you that the dollar is overvalued, and they're doing their best to take it down. So a properly diversified portfolio has the right amount for wealth preservation. I use gold. Gold. So, thank you, gold. Exactly, because that's monetary at its base,
Yeah,
Jake.
This actually is 24 karat. Actually, I got it because of that. I just thought it was cool.
Sweet. That's very nice and very soft. lovely. I love that. A lot of the Indian gold is 22 and 24 karat. It's gorgeous, very soft. You have to be careful with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. It's monetary at its base. So I like gold for wealth preservation because it is easier to carry a lot of wealth in a teeny little package, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a properly diversified portfolio, you got to have those tangibles in there or you're really in trouble. So let's see, food, water, energy. What's your energy source? You know, I've put solar on this house. It hasn't worked very well, so I've got to redo it. However, you know, there's propane, you know, there's a lot of different ways. There are small little solar cells because you want to be able to keep your refrigerator, your freezer running if we get these intermittent blackouts or brownouts or, you know, the energy grid goes down for some reason. You know, you need to have a way to cook some food, have a way to, you know, keep your refrigerators and your freezers running, maybe run a light or two. In Arizona at 122, you probably want to have at least a couple minutes of air conditioning or a fan or, you know. So there are a number of different ways that you can do that at all different, and that's the thing, all different price points.
Yeah.
Right? You know, people just assume that they can't afford it when in reality, you don't have to do everything all at once. I mean, I did all of this in layers, right? Then I'd sit there and I'd say, okay, where am I the most vulnerable? Now let me plug that hole. Doesn't mean I had to do everything in that area. Like, for example, when I first bought this property, I have double doors in the back. And, you know, they seemed kind of flimsy to me that anybody could just walk in, go boom, one big kick, and they're in my house. So actually the first thing I did was I put in security doors there. Now that can't happen. Then I don't have to worry about it anymore because it's done. And I said, okay, now where do I feel the most vulnerable? So if your ability to barter is the most vulnerable, well, do your best, but, you know, try and get your hands on some silver, which is universally barterable. And I mean, I think that's the way that you look at it, is community. Maybe you're not a gardener, but I'll bet you there's a community garden somewhere near you that you can start to participate in. Then you're also building a community because these are like-minded people that can come together in a crisis and, you know, protect each other and help each other.